Alright guys, today's Friday, March 26th, one more day, and I will be returning. So today we're going to be looking at two different kinds of political borders, and you're going to do in your activator identifying what they are. So you have physical, they're part of a landscape, and then you have those that are made by humans or human-made. So let me just reiterate what a border is. It's a real or artificial line that separates a geographic area. They're also what we call political boundaries. So they make boundaries that separate countries, they separate states, or in places that have provinces like Canada, or counties, cities, towns, all of those borders. So like if you drive from here to North Augusta, and once you see welcome to North Augusta city limits, you are crossing a political boundary. So a border outlines the area that has a particular governing body. So like we have a government that is the city of Aiken government, but then we also have a county government that governs the whole county, and then we have a state government. Okay, so those cross different political lines. And the governments of a region can only create and enforce laws within its borders. So we can't make up laws for Augusta because they're not part of our territory or boundary. All right, so let's take a look at our activator for today. Okay, so we're back on our home page, and your activator today is called 326 type of borders. So in your activator, you're going to simply come in here, and we go to preview mode and start your attempt. You are simply going to look at the picture and decide, is that a natural, a physical border, or is that a human-made border? And then just keep scrolling through. You'll have an image. Is it natural or human-made? 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 And then finally, is this natural or human-made? And then submit your answers. Okay, so take a few minutes to do that. Now, we're ready to take a look at what we're going to continue with. All right, so once you have gone through and looked in your activator and you see that you had the natural or physical parts of the landscape or the human-made, now we want to talk about an area that has no borders. Okay, so we're going to investigate the Kurds. And after we read this article, you have to go back and analyze it and then take a stand. Okay, do you feel like they should be a designated area? Okay, so we're going to go back to our home page, and if you go back to your home page, you will see that on your home page you have why are borders located. Sorry, go back to your home page. You can see why are borders located where they are. Okay, it says it's due on Monday. All right, so when you open this up, you have an area for you to go to document. Don't go to my document yet. Stay on the assignment page right now. We'll go to my document in just a bit. So why are borders located where they are? So an area of the Earth's surface with which people identify culturally or politically is considered or termed a territory. Invariably, a territory is a formal region defined by specific borders, though not always recognized by its neighbors. The space within a territory is often regarded as part of one's political or cultural definition. So basically what it's saying here is the area that we live in is a territory. Now, everybody around us may not recognize that as our territory, but as long as we share the same culture, we can say that's our territory. So if you think about some of our big cities have areas like a Korean town or Chinatown. I know that in California they have a lot of places like that, and those people of that ethnic group tend to live and create businesses in the same area. Okay, so that's their territory. It's exclusive and not able to be shared with others because to do so would dilute the identity it represents. So if I let somebody else come in there, then I'm basically saying that this isn't really this culture any longer, it's shared culture. Okay, so what they're saying here is it's got to be special. It's got to be recognized. Otherwise, we take away from the fact that this is their culture. In a perfect world, the world's political territories would each reflect the sovereignty of the people who occupy them. Okay, so as you heard it say, in a perfect world, this would be the people's rights. It would be what is supposed to happen. If their ethnic group is there, then they should have right to that area. No one else should. Okay, so let's take a look at the Kurds. The Kurds are a cultural group in the Middle East. They have their own language and customs. Most of them live in the mountains where the borders of Turkey, Iran, and Iraq meet. Okay, so talking about in this area right here. The highland area is the source of rivers that flow into Iraq, Turkey, and Iran. Oil deposits are also found in Kurdish areas. But the Kurds do not have their own country. Instead, Kurdish territory is divided among Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. So you have Kurds living in all of those areas. So you've got some living in you have Kurds living in Syria, you have Kurds living in Turkey, you have some that are living in Iran, and some that are living in Iraq. Okay? The Kurds are a minority group in each of the 4 neighboring countries. Many Kurds would like to have a country where they are the majority, and Kurdish culture would be valued and supported. Some people are proposing a new country called Kurdistan. The boundaries of this proposed country are shown on the map. The new country would include parts of Turkey, Iran, and Iraq. Supporters of this plan claim that redrawing the map will solve problems. But will it cause more problems than it solves? You be the judge. All right, so your task is you have to take a stand on this. Do you believe that the Kurdish people should receive independence and become a political nation? Because right now, they are part of 4 different nations. Should we redraw the political lines and give them their own land called Kurdistan? All right, so your task is you've been invited to share your views on the proposed new country with a geography podcaster. In order for you to make it onto the show and to have your clip aired, you must clearly take a side for or against independence. Prepare a poster that highlights your main ideas and key facts the audience should know. You're going to use Poster My Wall or Canva for your poster. Be sure to select photos, maps, or other graphics that are going to support your main talking points. Your talking points and visual, your poster, will be submitted to the show producers in advance of the interview. Now, we will then choose some of these to actually air in class so that we can see how they look. All right, so let me go back to our page where I've taken notes for today's class. Okay, so we've done this part. Now, what you're going to do is go to the document part of the assignment now. Choose My Document and Edit. Here you will find a set of questions. You are going to use these questions to help you collect information about the Kurds. Okay, so you're going to explain the Kurd situation. Decide, should cultural groups have an area that is designated for them? Why or why not? Do you believe the Kurds are a cultural group? Why or why not? Should the Kurds have their own territory? And here you have to list at least 3 supporting points for your answer. Whether you say yes or no. If you say yes, they should have their own territory, support it. What are your facts that you're using to support it? If you say no, what are your facts? Okay. Will giving the Kurds their own area solve or cause problems for this area? So you looked in the Middle East and you saw the countries that are involved. Do you think this is going to solve problems, or do you think it's going to create more problems? All right. So you're going to collect all your notes here, put your thoughts together. And once you've done this, then you're going to use this information to help you create your poster. Okay. You'll submit this via Schoology once you're finished. Please don't share it. Submit it via Schoology. All right. Then you're going to either choose Poster My Wall or Canva and create your poster that tells us, should the Kurds have their own land, or not. Okay, so think about a creative title that you could have, and then think about how you can highlight your points and give us some visual images to help that back those up. All right, if you're going to use Poster My Wall, if you're in first period, use Curd 1, second period Curd 2, fifth Curd 5, sixth Curd 6, and seventh Curd 7. Remember, when you're doing that, you go to student login and then presentation name. All right, so we are going to actually put our finished posters on the media album called A Case for the Curd. We may not finish in class today because I did go into quite a bit of time to go over this, but go back, review your article, answer your questions, and then create your poster. All right, you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.